Hey folks, welcome to the channel, welcome to today's video. If you saw my community message yesterday, you'll see that I have figured out how to play Call of Duty Warzone at 4K 144 FPS on PC using an RTX 3070 graphics card and an i7-11700 processor with 32 gig of RAM. I'm expecting that means provided you have a graphics card that's a 3070 or better and a processor that's i7-11700 or better, and I think at least 16 gig of RAM, you're going to be able to do this too. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. Firstly, apologies that this screen looks a bit messy, everything's going to be tidy in a second. The first thing that you need to do is right click on your desktop, click display settings, make sure that your display resolution is 4K, so obviously your monitor needs to be able to run 4K. Just double check in advanced, so here it is up here for your display resolution where my mouse is hovering. Next, make sure that your advanced display is giving you the correct refresh rate. For me it's 144 or 143.99. Once you've done that, and things will look a bit nicer in a second, open up Call of Duty Warzone. Once you've done that, go to your graphics settings. In your graphics settings, make sure that you are running full screen exclusive. Make sure that your display monitor is correct. Make sure that your graphics card is correct. Make sure that your screen refresh rate is correct. The goal here obviously is to get the game running at 144 frames. Make sure that your display resolution is showing 4K. Make sure that your aspect ratio is automatic. Make sure that you do, when you are finished with all these settings, restart your shaders and restart your game. But you can do that afterwards, and I'll remind you to do it afterwards as well. Make sure that your display gamma is correct for your display. It's 2.2 for a monitor or 1886 for the television. Make sure that you have NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency on with boost. Make sure that VSync is switched off. Make sure that you have set your custom frame limit to 3 or 4 frames below what your monitor is capable of. So set your custom frame limit to custom instead of unlimited. Set it to custom and set it just below what your monitor is capable of. There are no other settings that you need to switch on or off here. However, I would recommend always playing with HDR off because this game is not optimized for HDR. Looks terrible with HDR on. Unless you're playing on a PlayStation with a 4K TV, then it looks quite good. On a PC, on a monitor, HDR looks rubbish. Once you've made those changes, click quality and you will be asked to save your display settings. So save those. Now you will find yourself in quality. Set your graphic preset to custom. Set your render resolution to 100, which is 4K. Make sure dynamic resolution is off. Make sure NVIDIA DLSS is on. Make sure that it's set to ultra performance, and make sure that the NVIDIA DLSS sharpness is set to 0. This is the key to playing the game at 144 frames in 4K. You'll have seen lots of people giving you the settings to play the game at 1080 and 1440, but not to achieve the maximum frame rate on an older graphics card using these settings. This is how you do it. It's NVIDIA DLSS on, set to ultra performance, and DLSS sharpness set to 0. Have path tracing and reconstruction off. Have the VRM scale target set to 80. have variable rate shading set to off, have texture resolution set to very low. But don't worry, because you're playing in 4K, you will not notice a graphical diminishment here. Your graphics are going to look great because you're playing in 4K. You've got at least an RTX 3070 graphics card. I'll show you in a second. The game's going to look great. Set texture filter anisotropic to low, depth of field off, detail quality level low, particle resolution very low, bullet impacts off, persistent effects off, shader quality low, on-demand texture streaming on, local texture streaming low, shadow quality very low, screen space shadows off, ambient occlusion off, screen space reflections off, static reflection quality low, tessellation off, volumetric quality low, deferred physics quality off, weather grid volumes off, water quality off, and then save this. As soon as you try to navigate out of this tab quality, it'll ask you to save your settings. Make sure you save it. Then go to view, change your field of view to 116. This has nothing to do with the frame rate, it's everything to do with your aim assist working properly. Okay, but do it. Set your ADS field of view to affected, your weapon field of view to wide. Save this. Once you've done that, go back to display, click restart shaders preloading, restart your game. Once you've restarted your game, come back to the video. Okay, now that you have restarted your game, double check that everything is correct here. Full screen exclusive display mode, your monitor's correct, your display adapter's correct, your screen refresh rate is the maximum, your display resolution is 4K. Go to quality, make sure that your render resolution is still set to 100. Make sure that NVIDIA DLSS is on, ultra performance and 0. Once you've done that and double checked, run a game, and you will see that you can play the game in 4K with 144 FPS, or just about as close as you can get. There's a big difference between 60 FPS and 141 or 140 that you can get with my settings. So once the game's loaded, I'll get you in there and we can take a look at the graphical quality and double check that everything's running correctly. And just to mention, I'm recording this gameplay off a single PC, so if there's any frame rate diminishment here from what I'm talking about, it'll only be a few frames, and it's because I'm recording from the same PC. But what that does show you is that you can play in 4K at 144 FPS and record the gameplay on a single PC. So you're all set if you want to stream or record or anything else. But I'll get you back in here once the game loads. Okay, so I got a bit excited there playing the game. The biggest points I guess I want to make about playing in 144 Hz at 4K is the game's very clear. It's easy to see what's going on. You lose a tiny bit of tessellation on surfaces like this, but it's nothing. because overall the game is very, very clear. It's running super smooth. Hey. There we go. I win. So anyway guys, I hope the videos of use to you. If it's not, drop a comment and I'll try and help. If you like the video, I'd be most grateful if you could drop a like, because it obviously really helps with the algorithm. If you really like the content, why not subscribe? And I think I may have mentioned, but I've got a new PC being delivered today. It's a Radeon AMD 7 with a 4070 Ti Super, liquid cooling, 32 gig of RAM. I'll be testing that, making some videos, and I hope you'll tune in and watch them. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Take care, have a great week, bye.